Always been like a vintage nigga, you know, like prehistoric. Old nigga, I feel, but my energy's so young, you know.
Big head ass nigga.
Young gold nigga, young gold nigga. Yeah. Young gold nigga, young gold nigga. My knees hurt, young gold nigga, young gold nigga. My knees hurt, still in the man. Yeah, young gold nigga, young gold nigga. Yeah, still in the club with the young niggas. Yeah, young gold nigga, young gold nigga. Yeah, still fucking all the young gold niggas. Yeah.
You back?
I think I am now. Cause I was trying to figure out how to put this shit on live, Facebook Live. I'm like,
He was smoking that
yeah, I'm like, I'm high. as a
sage stick.
Yeah.
That one was big like a sage stick.
Fifth Ward Circle of Life, man. We over here with my partner, Rilo.
Yeah.
Another Fifth Wardian. Good stories, good conversation. You know, from a real. We gonna say this from a real nigga. I know that's cliche, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
What it is. Say, Mr. Hot Man, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Oh, from yeah. I got a lot of shit I want to talk about.
We ain't talking about no glove.
No. Street shit. So, how old are you now? 50?
50. About to be 51, man.
50.
You 50?
Yeah. He's 50, you 51.
I was trying to hide from that shit at first.
I used to be 35, man, until my gray and shit started popping in. I
fucked up and started trying to. Every time I saw one, I was picking it. I kept it.
Me too.
Them motherfuckers start coming out 3 in one hole. Like you put one gray out. When you do that, 3 come out in that same one hole. Like I cut that shit. I like, man, I'm 50, man. I can own it. Like a bunch of motherfuckers not even making it to 50.
Yeah.
You reach half of that 100.
Said that.
You reach half of that 100, man. You done lived a good part of your life. You know.
But after what I want to get at, man, all the things you guys have done, what helped you make it to 50?
Man, not being stupid for one thing. Like using your head, being a chief. Like you can be an Indian and now you gonna make it. You gotta have some type of leadership within yourself.
Right.
To where you making decisions for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not easily being influenced by somebody else. Because when you can think for yourself, you make better decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's my daughter alone. I tell her good night at 7:45.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's loud.
That's real good shit.
Good dad. How many kids you got?
4, 2 boys, 2 girls. One from Hawaii and one from Atlanta. Both of my sons. And my 2 daughters are from here.
How old is your oldest?
That's late 30. You know that's late. She what, 30, 31? Yeah.
How old is your youngest?
He 5.
That's what I
Terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, wonder where you got that from.
I love them, man.
Yeah.
I let my boys be boys, man. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get on them, my discipline, but I let them be boys. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Be boys, because I don't want them to be with that other shit. That what's that boy name, that singer rapper dude, Nas X? I don't want them to be like that. Like I ain't got nothing against that.
Yeah, but that ain't what you want.
I'm raising men.
Right.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
And my daughters are strong. They like non-tolerance. They females, they ladylike, but they stiff.
They can have,
Yeah, they stiff.
I think we all got that in common. Yeah.
No other way.
So we had the opportunity to re-raise some Fifth Ward kids outside of the ward, though, but just instill in them some Fifth Ward knowledge,
Yeah,
and
the values and everything.
values and all that type of shit. Because,
I know
I did.
Yeah, because I think it's a whole system of belief. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is.
I don't want my kids to come up like I did.
Right.
I want to be solid. I want them to be solid like me.
Right.
But it's my job to make sure they don't come up the way I did.
Exactly.
My mom and them did all they can do. Game changed after we were born. Like technology with phones, cable, everything. Remember, we had the cable box. You slide that little orange box. You slide the little
I think
thing.
you got 49 channels
Just
or
the
something.
focus on the side of the thing like this.
Yeah.
Technology has changed so much since then from when our parents had that to where Comcast, where was what, Time Warner. You know what I'm saying? Everything changed over from that to our era. So they don't have to go through experiences stuff that we went through of what our parents had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They going through something of what we going through. Their grandparents, the stuff that their grandparents had that we came up with, and they don't exist anymore. Flip phones, they got all smartphones now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about no Nokia.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about no smart pager. You know what I'm saying?
I be seeing on
Beeper.
social media when they have, the phones, the telephones, the push button or the turn.
They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know what the fuck is
They
that.
think that's some vintage or something. They don't know exactly. We had to use that.
Use that,
They
man.
see them like in stores, or Mickey Mouse might be holding it on a little something
Yeah.
in the store with the rotary thing. But they don't understand that's shit we had to use.
Yeah. And if your ass wasn't at home to get the call, you was just shit.
Oh, if you fucked around and had one of them long cards, you was a hot shit, you could take your phone to the porch. Oh, nigga, that nigga phone outside.
You waiting on a call and somebody on the phone.
Oh, man.
You ain't never did that.
But what if you didn't have three-way? And the phone just busy to
Busy
them.
to them.
all day.
Every time I call your house, it's busy.
Cold.
But bitch, we poor. What the fuck?
They don't understand that now they got cell phones. We got them smartphones and shit like that. They don't have to experience the stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
You want to learn something? You gotta go to the fucking library or buy them fucking encyclopedias that the white man was
now
selling.
they damn shit in the libraries now.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So do y'all know what happened with? I don't even know if I want to go into that, but they trying to take out Martin Luther King out of the history books or something. I heard mentioned.
The governor of Virginia
Okay, what's he trying to do?
take fucking Martin Luther King out there, out the history books and the textbooks and shit.
That's some deep shit right there.
But you know what's so crazy about that? But you would rather keep a Sam Houston and
Big ass statues of fucking slave owners.
slave
and shit.
owners, and you honoring them and giving them statues and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like me personally, I don't stand for anthems.
Right.
Like when I'm in the stadiums, when I hear them finna do the anthem, I move around.
Right.
While everybody stay, it took me when I was 49 when I realized this. It took me 49 years standing up to an anthem with my hand over my chest to an anthem that I'm honoring, and it's a third verse that they hid from that. That totally was degrading blacks, the slaves, and capturing them.
Yeah.
I heard it. I tried to save it to myself in my messenger,
Yeah.
and for some reason it disappeared because I sent it to myself so I never lose it. For some reason it disappeared out of my messenger.
Yeah.
But I'll never stand for another anthem because I heard it for myself.
Yeah.
But you would rather try to demise Martin Luther King when you got other slave on that you giving holidays,
Statues.
right?
Naming freeways.
Like I'm never rocking with that.
That's new to me right there.
I'll never do that.
I've never heard the other verse, the hidden verse. I would like to hear that shit
It's the
though.
third verse, and they covering it up.
You heard it here on the Fifth Ward Circle.
I mean, you got
Nah, for real, that's something new to me. I didn't understand. I've never heard that. I'm gonna have to search that shit.
Like everybody, like stand up at the stadium for the anthem.
Yeah.
I be the only one moving. Like, why this motherfucker moving?
Yeah.
I'm not partaking in that. Let me just get on out the way, y'all. And I just can't stand like when I see people come in these stadiums, blacks at that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great honor to be able to sing a national anthem on a high platform at a big game. I get it, not knocking it, but it's history behind that. Like they want unity, they want it to be everybody wanted to stop racism and all that. First, you got to start there. It's a lot of places where racism ain't gonna never be justified or really looked at to be resolved because there's a lot of hidden agenda here and that they just trying to cover up, or they just think that we naive and don't even realize what's going on.
I feel that.
I think it's a lot of we don't realize what the fuck going on.
It's a lot of that, and the Bible says my people perish due to the lack of knowledge.
You're right. Gotta seek that shit.
Saw a lady on Bill Maher.
Google.
She said, Americans are the most engaged and the least informed. We always engaged on social media, but we ain't learning shit.
You gotta know
Bunch of
what's behind
useless, useless information is what we're looking at. Instead of being engaged and informed, We just engaged all day.
And they know. It's designed that way, you know what I'm saying? Like the limited resource they put in the black communities. Because they know I'm going to start with the voting thing. If y'all voted this time, y'all know the voting shit changed, right? With that shit, with that paper sliding in that machine, you slide it in your machine twice, 2 sheets. And when you get through, you're going to slide them same 2 pieces over there. Whereas you should just spin that wheel, hit all Democrats over with. So now what they figure like, oh, blacks is not patient. We're not patient enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some impatient shit in front of them because we know we'll try them. They'll come out and vote this time, but they ain't going to want to do it the next time because they don't have the patience to go and slide these papers through these voting machines. They just figure out ways to just try to disengage us, but we got to keep elevating and rising to that shit. Every time they change something. COVID. You think COVID started on some Chinese in China?
That shit ain't. Is it still COVID?
They still trying that shit with you.
Man, I haven't heard nothing about nobody on the news. Well, I haven't. Me personally. About nobody on the news with COVID.
Man, I've been living 50 years, man. And I've never seen nothing, no disease, no nothing. Even when AIDS came, it didn't shut the whole country down.
Shut this motherfucker down.
You know,
everything shut the world down. Only person got control of that is God. And the only way a man can do that, if he's sitting up high with something in the area where God sits, NASA. They probably gonna come at me. Look, NASA, that space center. This new technology. After COVID happened, it's a lot of technology changed. Everything's going fiber, high def, 4K, 8K. Right after COVID. That's for a reason. They activated something they've been building up there all these fucking years, and they knew it was gonna be casualties after they activated and cut that shit on.
Wow.
Notice all those little funny looking towers during COVID while we was all in the house, because I was out riding around getting TV mounts. So I can see all those towers that y'all seen built popping up. When did you see one marked utility truck put it up there? They gonna give me shit. When you see one marked utility truck, private contractors, everybody put those things on unmarked private contractors. I got pictures and video. I see them.
Goddamn the pictures and then the goddamn videos, man.
I got them, man. I got receipts.
Got receipts.
I'm telling you, I got receipts.
Man, yeah, you know what? You opened my eyes to some shit.
It was all.
I knew it was something.
Change technology, man.
Yeah.
The future.
Yeah, that's why I always keep saying, well, where's the COVID at now? This shit shut the whole world down for the first time ever.
They activated something. They knew something.
Yeah, they did something.
Probably wasn't gonna be able to handle it. Older people, and for them doing the older people like that, I felt like they erased a lot of history. There's a lot of older people that were living before COVID. So a lot of older people died after COVID. That's a lot of history erased and gone. So now you want to rewrite the books, the history books. Now everybody used to fight and stand up for us, our elders. You done pretty much killed them off with the COVID. And you named it as a cold disease from China. Come on, man.
It's cold.
It ain't a disease nowhere that can travel over a whole fucking country and shut the world down. I don't give a what you say. It's just not, that's just common sense. That's just not likely.
Damn.
So at the same time they killing off the living forms of history and the old folks, they chopping the shit out the textbooks. Taking Martin Luther King out that junk.
Trying to rewrite the whole thing all over.
Because when I take your shit out the book, who's going to fill this motherfucker in? All the people who really know shit, man, I'm already killing them.
If you take it out, Martin Luther King out the book, you got to take all that other history and that slavery stuff out too.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to do it that way, why not bring about a change, a positive change, where everybody comes together as one? If you're going to do it that way, then do it in a positive manner. Don't do it to where everything comes to being reckless. Like, I've never seen nobody go take over a Capitol. That's one thing. Black folks is crazy.
Right.
But we ain't that fucking crazy.
Right.
We know if black folks gonna storm a Capitol like that,
Right.
our
Everybody
asses
been
is
dead.
all over that lawn right now.
It'd have been a massacre.
But the way they did that and the way it was resolved, it just don't make sense to me.
Right.
Who got the most time? What was the most time?
Shit, I don't think
Like 9 years or something?
Yeah, that's all they got. Shit. We would end up with all kind of shit, all kind of life.
Them motherfuckers die.
That's a government.
Ain't no couple
official.
cops die?
That's a
I
government
know
facility.
I think they killed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
That lady tried to go in that.
Yeah.
But that was some wild shit. And
I can't understand the black guards in there. How they ran instead of like if it was white guards and black folks storming that building,
Man, you already
they
know.
gonna open fire. I'm
immediately.
not saying for the blacks just go straight fucking ramrod and just go crazy with it.
Yeah.
But come on, man, the outcome would have been totally different, man.
No.
Like,
Hey man, I think we need to take a break because
For them people come get us?
God damn, hey man,
we was just playing.
hey,
I ain't got no job, so fuck y'all. Come get me.
there's a huge disclaimer on this right now. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna blame it on that weed, man. It was my fault.
What we can do.
I'm tripping, bro. My fault, man. These agrofrescas.
But ain't no
These
alcohol.
motherfuckers got some CBD in it or something.
Not yet.
Delta up in it or something.
Nothing.
These some nice drinks though. Now, what you was saying?
Oh, it was
We at the funeral.
Right.
When I pulled up there, it was like a lot of white people there. You know what I'm saying? And I was the only black person put up, but I knew somebody that these guys were talking to. So when I approached him, he greeted me because we done worked different shows together. So hey, Rilo, hey. So the guy was just looking at me. He was like, "Who is this?" He was like, "Oh, he's our video guy." The guy was one of the head guys for Fox News. That guy looked me in my eyes, looked down at my feet, and then looked me right back in my eyes. And when he did that, I looked him back in his eyes and I tapped him on the back. I say, well, I got a lot of work that needs to be done. At this point, I ain't got time to deal with you.
Right.
I'm here for a certain reason. So what I'm about to show you is, one, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Two, my work ethic finna succeed, all that.
Right.
So every time he saw me, man, we were in passing. He never said anything to me, but he saw me getting the show together.
Yeah.
And he saw those cameras coming up. Like I had to have guys run camera from the TV truck down low all the way up to the bell tower. They flew cable all the way up to the bell tower and dropped them down in the church from where the organ and shit is.
Damn.
So once they start seeing all the cameras, at the end of the show, that guy came and told me. He walked in the TV truck when everything was over with. And he walked up to me and he said, I just want to say, everything looked really nice. I said, you know what, coming from you, man, I really appreciate that. Because when I first walked up there,
You bitch ass nigga.
looked at me like, this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he doing. I need to have a white guy as the video guy. And like,
Yeah.
no, we black folks can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not too hard. All you have to do is just understand it, the terminology. They have a different way of speaking TV language.
Right.
You have to understand the terminology and break it down to your own way of understanding and execute it.
Right.
That's what I do. I just break things down, man. I break it down to like one guy walked in the truck, black guy, this past year, and a super mo camera, super slow motion camera. The term is SSM. Mm-hmm. So he come in the truck. Where's your SSMs? Bruh. I told him, just calm down. And just say super mo, man.
Yeah.
Change the narrative of it. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to be that certain way. Me, when I roll up, like, I'm not wearing these short khaki shorts,
Right.
a bunch of pockets on with shit. I ain't got no
God
fancy
damn.
thing. I'm not doing that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not that
cameraman.
video guy, man. I'm not that guy. I'm a different video guy.
Yeah.
I'm a
Right.
video guy with swag. I'm a different, but I do the job just as effective as anybody else.
Right,
or
right.
Whatever. I just choose not to roll. Who said that was the dress code?
Yeah. No.
God
I'm not
damn.
doing it. I'm not putting a New Balance on. I'm gonna wear me some fucking Air Max. They're probably 220, man. That's the way I'm coming, man.
Yeah.
I carry myself a certain way ever since I was little. So
Yeah.
me carrying myself a certain way doesn't affect the way I do my job. You can be yourself and still get the job done.
Let
Absolutely.
me get some hand claps right there, right? That's a goddamn message, man.
Yeah.
So, mouthful.
That's awesome. You don't need no fanny pack.
No, I ain't doing that. Hell no. What?
Walk around looking like Bertrand and shit.
It was a Bertrand at our school.
Hey, man. So who do you remember from the ward? That was a wild one. Everybody would probably recognize and know if you say their name right now.
That was a wild one. Alpha Driver.
Alpha Driver. Get some hand claps for that goddamn driver.
That's OG right there.
Yes, sir.
Alpha Driver tried to get me out of trouble so much.
Goddamn Driver, man. I remember seeing Driver running around that track.
I played football.
On time.
I was
like
crazy.
This nigga was just running around the track, nigga. We was going home. He was still running. Like, God damn.
Man, I tell you some
Super
stories about
man.
Driver, man.
Wait, you remember his brother? The slower one?
It was Alfred and what's the other one name?
Donald. that was the slow one? Because I played football with him, right? Alfred. Yeah, that motherfucker hit hard. He make you, like, if you're going to play, if you get hit by Alfred, either you're going to quit or you're going to come back home.
Balls were solid.
Right? So, needless to say, I came back. His
Balls
brother
were solid.
got hit one time. And he snatched his helmet off.
Fuck this shit.
He was running.
I'm out of here.
That ball was solid, though, man.
Hey, they ain't even called him. I was like, man, fuck that nigga.
It's cold, man.
You gonna leave him alone, coach. He
That
be
ball
all
was
right.
solid, man.
Yeah. solid.
Just respect that.
Man, bring
For sure.
hat
For sure.
to your motherfucker.
Nothing but respect.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
What drive at now?
He's still over there. He got about 3 Facebook pages. Every time I look up, he sent a Facebook request. Like, God damn, that was your password.
That's what it is.
Like, man.
Motherfucker lose that password, man. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna give me another.
I remember at the back street, man, at the club, and all of a sudden he had that little small motorcycle. And we was sitting on the porch, man. That man just rolled past me real fast and rolled to the back. Like, you just sitting there chilling, right, in the front of your place. And somebody just ride past you on a little small motorcycle, that little bitty mini motorcycle for your kids now.
Yeah.
And park it in the back. You like, fuck wrong with that? The police was chasing me, man. You ran your ass over here.
Say, man. I got some stories about on that side, just on that side of town, but that side of town was jumping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, man. I had that bitch on fire.
Yeah.
I had some good times over there, man. But that paved the way to me to where I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That was just some things you go through as a season. That was a season right there. It was a good season.
It was a good season.
Really good season, man. And I took care of the seniors in that area, man. They respected me. They loved me. No matter what we were doing, I made sure those seniors was good.
Yeah, you was highly respected in that hood over there, man. For sure, all the way around, you know.
What made you think of all that stuff?
Man, it's just the way I was brought up, man. I had a strong grandmother, man. A strong mama. My mama had her ears and everything to the streets, but she ain't play that shit. She no title. Like, if you wasn't her child, she still would get on your ass. She didn't give a fuck. Rita was stiff. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that just taught me a lot on how to move. Like, I remember one of my neighbors, Miss Lee, rest her soul. She had her daughter, something had passed, and somebody stole this certain flower from her daughter's funeral, and it was on her porch. She was just watering it and letting it drain. She said she wanted to keep it in the house. It was a really beautiful flower, and I saw her crying, man, and I was like, damn. I said, Miss Lee, you all right? She said, somebody stole my flower off the porch. It's a really pretty flowers from my daughter's funeral. So I was like, all right. So I put the word out in the whole area, all the dope fiends. Mm-hmm. 50 blocks, whoever find this flower, whoever got this flower, all of a sudden the flower reappeared. So when I gave her the flower, man, this is some real shit right here, man. I gave her the flower. This lady cried. She know I hustled right down the block from her. But she knew that we didn't keep the music loud late at nights. We're not doing that. Like, we just respected seniors. Right. Like, you just got to. And that's what's wrong with these youngsters now. They don't respect the fucking seniors, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But this lady cried, man, on my shoulder, and then she thanked me.
Right.
And then when I was walking off, and she was like, Rilo, and I turned, she said, it's not always your prayers that get you by. I said, Miss Lee, you telling me you pray for me? She say all the time. I was like, man, that made sense. I said, Miss Lee, that made sense.
Yeah.
That made sense for you to say it's not always my prayers. Because I'm a praying man.
Right.
But sometimes we think because we praying for ourselves get us by. Nah. Other people praying on your behalf gets you by. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I really appreciate Miss Lee.
It's a good message.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make no mistakes, man. Can you? Am I tripping? Or?
Yeah, we close, man. We got 10 more seconds.
Okay, goddamn. Okay, I'm just.
Because I'm there. When we come back, I'm going to give my law enforcement perspective.
Okay. We're gonna be right back on the Field War Circle Life.
What's going on, man? It's your boy King Kelso.
It's your boy Bone.
It's the Fifth Ward
Circle of Life.
Yeah. So look, man, you smoke?
I smoke all the time.
I smoke all day, every day.
How you do?
And the only way I keep my house fresh,
Exits.
by Van Johnson.
Yeah.
You use these at the house?
All the time. Say they got the spray too.
In the car.
Yep.
In the house.
All that.
Smelling good.